Welcome to our presentation on virtual reality in distance education.
As an emerging technology, research is still being done related to virtual reality learning and distance education. Three potential theories that are at the forefront of this research is the constructivist theory, autonomous learner theory, and the cognitive load theory. All three of these allow for learner interaction and the construction of knowledge for each learner. One way virtual reality constructs learner knowledge is through virtual experiment teaching. It is often difficult for distance education students to participate in labs having a truly experimental course. One possible solution is to create a virtual lab that allows the learner to perform experiments in a safe and yet cost-effective manner. One major concern of many distance education students is the missing social interactions with their peers. Many students desire the immediate feedback and often describe distance education as a cold medium. Virtual reality can allow for multiple users to inhabit the same space, allowing for communication and providing each other feedback. Although some learning management systems and chat rooms will offer some of the social affordances many of the students desire, virtual reality has the potential to bring those to new levels. With new and cheaper headsets such as the HTC Vive, the Oculus Rift, and even the Google Cardboard, many more students have access to virtual reality than ever before.
Distance education is often the only way to gain exposure to language and the associated cultural background needed to understand discourse at work, what education often refers to as schema. The integration of language into social practices can move learners from understanding the meaning of words to understanding language and cultural content. In the language learning world, distance education is known as computer-assisted language learning, or CALL. The two main types of call are tutorial and social, where social call facilitates interaction. Call is utilized by language learners to make and sustain social connections with other people in person or through digital conduits. VR is one such digital conduit. Virtual reality has exciting potential for placing students in real-life applications of course content. The 15th annual study of the EDUCAUSE Center for Analysis and Research included 64,000 students from around the world and found that 95% of undergraduate students have access to smartphones, which can be used as the computing component of VR headsets. Considering Dale's cone of experience, students must have experiences that are as realistic as possible for abstract learning. Language use and social interaction easily fit within these higher levels of abstraction. Virtual reality allows learner access to speakers in authentic language through interaction during immersive experiences in virtual worlds.
Virtual reality as a distance education tool supports the theory of equivalency in distance education, which states that distance education does not need to be identical to classroom learning, but rather it provides an equivalent experience to distance learners. Virtual reality does hold promise as a distance education tool that can bring learners and instructors together. However, the potential does exist for the opposite outcome. Developing programs without clear intention for interaction and appropriate context could lead to increased personal isolation of individuals. Virtual reality also has the potential to promote equity among learners and institutions from diverse backgrounds. Learners who lack funding for or physical access to research labs, field trips, and other hands-on learning experiences can still benefit from the virtual reality equivalent. One concern about virtual reality is that its long-term health and developmental effects are still unknown. Screen time for children, in particular, is a concern for parents and educators, and immersing learners in virtual worlds without understanding the effects of prolonged exposure is a subject that does require further research.
Thank you for taking the time to watch our presentation.